Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy second recording on this Tuesday. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a word for you. Tap in. So guys, I'm going to combine a couple of different things. One was an email, one was a DM, and the other is something that popped into my spirit. So I want to combine a few different things. But I want to start off by saying what I always say: people is just people. People are just people. People are just people. So I was having a conversation with someone who was really, really going through a difficult breakup. Um, she's going through it. It's fairly new, and she's really going through it. It's someone who she loves a lot, but his actions and just a lot of stuff they got going on, right? I want to talk about that. Again, people are just people. And two, I want to talk about someone wanted to know more about my two engagements. Someone wants to know more about my two engagements. I'm going to let you in on a little bit just because I've made a recording about one in particular, which was in regards to breaking soul ties, I think like a year ago. And then also, what was the third thing? I don't even know. It'll come back to me if it's meant. So, okay, here's the thing. As individual, as human, I know what it is. Boundaries when you first start dating. Not even dating, just kind of hanging out. Like the boundaries and the expectations, things like that. All right, so first thing first, as far as people are just people. We have, as people ourselves, we have to understand that people are flawed. You're not the only person who've experienced trauma in the world, right? And trauma doesn't always mean, again, in childhood, things like that. You could just have gotten your heart broke when you was 30 and just, you're not the only person in the world who've experienced trauma. The vast majority of people the vast majority of people have experienced some type of trauma. Trauma changes the brain, which puts up all kind of other stuff that's involved, defensiveness, this, that, all that stuff. And then you bring people together who have not dealt with the trauma. And then in many cases, trauma will still exist, but it's about trying to understand the triggers and understand different tools and things like that. So the point is you're bringing people together from different backgrounds. Some of these traumas they may have not even expressed to you because it's too shameful. And now you got people who are assuming that someone's behavior is because of them. Meaning, for example, he cheats, so that means I'm not good enough. He cheats, so he's not in love with me. And I know that's a different topic. I'll get to that. He cheats, so maybe he thinks I'm fat after having the children. He cheats, so he just is inconsiderate and he doesn't care about my heart and all this stuff. All right, cool. Okay, that's one side. And I'm not trying to dismiss that. Again, I'm a person who I'm able to see different perspectives for different reasons, right? Regardless if I agree with it, I can understand certain perspective. All right, so that's someone's thought process, which is valid, very valid for her to think that way. Because if you love me, why would you cheat on me? If you're happy with me, if you're satisfied, why would you cheat on me? Okay, so very valid. On the flip side, you have this individual, just say the guy, you have a guy who is has been extremely traumatized. Maybe he's been molested in childhood. Okay, maybe he have had 1,000 women, but he fell in love very, very hard at one point. Maybe when he was 25, 30, he fell in love, a love that he had never experienced before, a love that he never knew existed. But he was still running around and, because his papa was the Rolling Stone, so generational curses and conditioning, and he just figured, okay, well, I've seen all my uncles and fathers do it, and I think this is the normal way to do life. I haven't seen any other way. So now he's adopted that behavior. Of course, again, we know you have individuals who can go against the behavior, but I'm hitting things from a different perspectives. So, okay, now he's going along with this lifestyle, but he's still in love with this person, first time love he've ever experienced. But this one person is not going to tolerate his nonsense. So she leaves him. Now, those uncles who taught him to have 30 and 40 different women were the same uncle who didn't put him on game to let him know that, listen, when the one really leave you, who you really love, your mouth is going to be dry and white. You're not going to be able to eat. You can't get up off of the floor. You're probably going to develop some type of addiction if you're not careful. These same uncles who put him on a game about having all these women didn't put him on game about what happens when your heart get broke from that one. Did the uncles know? Maybe one of the uncles never experienced that type of love and heartbreak. Maybe one have, but of course, pride ain't gonna let him put his nephew on. And now his nephew have to sit here walking around with a heartbreak, now with a ice cold heart. And I'm never, ever, ever, all caps, ever going to allow anyone to hurt me like that again. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put protective guards around my heart. I'm going to develop defense mechanisms. So even if I feel that little feeling starting to come on and grow in me again, oh, no. I'm going to run. I'm going to go get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women, because then I can avoid this one particular person that I'm feeling this draw to from getting me to that place that I was when I really got hurt. So it's defense mechanism. I got to get you before you get me. I got to have a safety net because this person did that 10 years ago. So I'm getting those same feelings all over again. And so you're going to probably do that. So let me go ahead and have a few safety nets. So when you do leave me, because I'm not perfect, then I got several to fall back on. And the saga continues. So now these actions, that cheating, that not communicating properly, not really allowing you to really get in and tap into his spirit because it's so blocked. And you're just like, Lord, nobody got time for this. Nobody got time for this. I'm tapping on, I'm breaking bricks down. And then this fool, your child, is running. Then he comes back because he realizes he ain't going to find nothing like this. So he comes back and I tap some more. The bricks start to fall. I see some hopes and he run again. Nobody got time for this. Who got time for this foolishness? The world is crazy right now. Who got time to be sitting here playing this, ring around the rosy game? So now you're all frustrated. Now, you find a woman number in his phone. He's texting someone. We can go on and on and on and on about the drama that could be, the behavior that could be. But why are we owning their behavior? And I'm speaking in general now, because this could be a man or a woman. But why are we taking on that their behavior is a reflection of us? Their behavior is a reflection of their past. You just don't know about the past. Or maybe you do. But you still can't see it past. There's something wrong with you. Or they don't love you. People are just people. We all are trying to figure this thing out called life, and it's not easy. So I always say, look for people's look for people. Lost my train of thought. Look for people's heart, their heart, and their intentions. Because a person can really be a good person and can have all the right intentions, but something can happen that could trigger them. Something can happen where it's just life got in the way, but you're taking it personal. You're taking it personal because you still have wounds that have not been healed yet. Because see, if you're healed, whatever this person is doing, you will know that that is not a reflection of me. Because I hold it down, right? I hold it down. So I know it's not me. It's about you. Now the question is, do you stick around and listen? That's only an answer that God can give you, right? I like to say, when it starts draining you, when it's now affecting you, because of course you got small little petty stuff, and then you got things that, listen, let's say we ain't about to have this conversation. Here's his key. Your girl is gone. Point blank, period, right? So it just depends. But if you're judging somebody based on small little habits, or they may have just didn't call you back when they said you were going to call you back because maybe life got in the way. People are going through some things. People are going through some things. You are not the only person in the world who's going through things. And even if you're in a great season, they may not be. You healed, and maybe they haven't. Have you assisted with healing? Have you asked? Now, back to again, do you stay, do you go? Ultimately, again, that's between you and God. But personally, if somebody wants help, and I believe God will use me to maybe introduce certain things, or maybe just pray for, pray with, fine. But you got these pig-headed people who feel like there's absolutely nothing is wrong with me. I'm perfect. Me and God is the only perfect people. I ain't the problem. You're the problem. You need to change. I need to change nothing. I am absolutely perfect. Honey, I wouldn't even waste my time. We're not even going to have this conversation. All right, well, you take your little perfect butt over here. Because I don't want perfect people around me. I need people around me who know they got to grow. I got to grow. You got to grow. We got to all grow, and we're going to be growing until we meet Jesus, honey. Point blank, period. Have you tried to understand? Understand. Not agree with, but understand. Why is this person running so much the closer you get? That's not normal. Why is this person so defensive and so angry when you make a small mistake? That's not normal. Why is this person pushing you away? They can't leave you alone, but pushing you away. They can't leave you alone, but pushing you away and can't leave you alone. That's not normal. People are just people. So again, do you go or do you stay? Only God can answer that for you. And if you chose on your own accord, if you chose this person on your own accord, but still, only God can answer that for you. If God sends the individual, you're going to have a supernatural grace, like I spoke about before. So guess what? When they get all nervous and all kind of, fickle on you and they want to run, let them run. Let them run. They'll be back. It's ordained. You starting to feel like, well, wait a minute. These feelings is getting a little too. Hold up. Let them run. It's ordained. They'll be back. But you got to stop taking that thing like it's you. It ain't you. It's a spirit. It's this power that they feel. They feel raw. They know when God sent you. Why do you think most people choose not to heal? It's easier. It's easier when you're healed and you're raw and vulnerable. That's scary. So it's easier to stay unhealed when you have all these defense mechanisms, all these boundaries, all these safety nets in place. So when God uses you, you're not taking that thing so personal. Meaning when you run, I'm not freaking out like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Child, please, go run. Go run. You'll be back. I'm not harassing my nerves. I'm not going to match your energy. I'm going to stay connected to purpose. Go do what you do. You'll be back. Period. All right, next thing. My 2 engagements. So you know this came from a guy, obviously, right? Here's the thing. Again, I stress how private my personal life is, but I've spoke about certain things before, right? I just do it very strategically. I might use it as an example when I'm doing a recording. But I've said that several times. But I do know that new people are here. I've been engaged twice. One person 2 times. One person 2 times. Because the first one was just some old trying to get out the doghouse type thing. But the second time it was real. But it wasn't meant to be. Now, I will say this. I am not the person. I am not the girl who hates their ex. I know like a lot of women or even a lot of men, they have this vendetta against their ex. Never did. Never did, never will. You have to appreciate the moments, regardless if it worked out or if it didn't. We chose. We chose. Well, I know I did. Well, I didn't chose, but I know good and well that, you know. But your girl went with it. But God wasn't up in that, right? But it's cool. It's still love. So let me just say that first. I do not hate any of my exes. In fact, if I was to bump into one right now, it's all love. Seriously. I think people who hold on to that hate and anger from an ex, they still haven't really tapped into destiny or have a revelation of what destiny really is. Even if you haven't arrived to destiny through season, you still can't even see where God is taking you. Because once you get to that level, it will make complete sense to you on why your exes didn't fit or didn't last. And that's no disrespect or harm. It just, you would have never found the right route if you would have married or stayed with this individual. Because your whole mindset now is different. You now see purpose. You see the route God is taking you, and there's no way in the world they could have fit in. That was all fun. That was just, it is what it is. I spoke about one, which was a soul tie. When I did the soul tie recording, again, this is 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And then one was, one in particular really, really bothered me. Not so much like that, but he was really, 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 really a good guy. I mean, really, really a good guy. But it wasn't giving. It wasn't it. And we're still cool. He'll send me a message every now and then on social media or something, but Yes, so your girl been engaged twice, but I just know. I've always known, if I'm honest, and chose the ones you know. We've always known, again, that we were different, right? So that different then alerted me that I'm just not going to follow the norms of what society says. You must be married and have children by a certain age. Work a 9 to 5, get some overtime on the weekends, retire, sit in your rocking chair and meet Jesus. If that is your life, please live it by all means. But your girl over here is hopping on and off planes, and I'm just all over the place, and I got to do this, do that, do this. So no, I'm not just going to accept an engagement because society says I should be married. And that looks better, I guess, because I'm a woman. Child, please. Women, I will also say this, because I had this conversation with someone a couple of months ago. She's in the same situation with the guy. She knows he's not the one, but he's a great guy, and she does not want to hurt him. Listen. If you don't, I know this sounds bad, if you don't hurt him now and you mess around and marry him just because of your own personal heart and things like that, it's going to be worse. And you're going to be responsible. God will hold you responsible because you knew. And that's one thing that I didn't want. I didn't want God to hold me responsible. Like, girl, you knew good and well this was not the person I specifically had for you. And you still walk down the aisle and had this, And now 3 months in, you're in the house looking like, Lord, what is this? And you know you didn't have those kind of feelings enough to say, and now you're going to break this man's heart after a marriage when I gave you chance prior? Child, I don't play with God like that. But that's that. Like I said, I promise you. I promise you. I mean, I just, I don't want them harassing my nerves all the time either, though. But, I mean, it's no hate. See your girl like, hey, what's up, girl? You looking good. Thank you, boo. Go about your business. Ain't nothing happening. Lastly, what was the last thing I was going to talk about? It was, I know. The expectations when you, you're not even, dating per se, right? It's just more of maybe you're kind of hanging out, you just met, that type of thing. Listen, please stop trying to put labels on people so quickly. Women got it bad with this. You're on the second date and you're asking, well, what are we doing? Are you my man? Or no? You know. Because I'm getting older. I need to find out what you can do. Please stop putting labels and expectations on people who you've not even sat down and had a meeting of the minds with yet. First of all, that's a turn-off. I know for me, that's a turn-off. Listen, can we just sit down and enjoy each other's company, get to know each other, have some fun, and whatever happens, and I'm speaking in general, whatever happens, happens. Whatever develops, develop. But all that trying to sit down and put labels and you want to hold people accountable to a certain level and y'all just having fun? No, you can't do that. Have a sit down, a meeting of the minds. Okay, well, we've been hanging out for X amount of time, starting to really feel you. Well, I'm feeling you too. Okay, so now, what are you expecting? Now, this is what I expect. What do you expect? Etc. But you're just having a conversation with someone and it's like you want to hold me accountable as in if I'm your wife. Or your girl. Or your guy, or your boyfriend. That tells me a lot right there, which, come on now. Let up just a little bit. I'm human up over here. I'm flawed too. I'm not going to be perfect and get it right all the time. If I messed up, just let your girl know if I can apologize and keep moving. But please stop trying to hold me to these standards because you haven't healed certain areas. That's not fair. We're on the second date. and you call me and I couldn't answer because I'm sitting here in the business meeting and you're texting me on the second date, well, I knew you had a man. I knew you had a man. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why won't you answer your phone? Why you can't text back? Boy, if you don't have rest in my nerves, and I'm over here all stressed out trying to get these numbers right. But I wanted to share that because someone, who, that wasn't even recent, but this conversation came up, and I was telling her, sis, you got to be careful with that. She'd been like on 3 different dates in a month, and she's asking all of them, where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing on like the first and second date? Then if the guy doesn't return a text at a certain time, or if he didn't keep his word with one little thing or whatever, and it's not even anything major, right? Just human error. And she's already just like discarding him. Next. Well, he's not my husband because he said he's going to text me at 8 and it's 8:30. Chop. Okay. Okay. Do you know what could have happened between 8 and 8:30? Did you even ask him? Or are you thinking about you? Or is that hitting some old C's that you haven't addressed yet? So that's why I say people are just people. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.